Hey, this is Chelsea from digitalartteacher.com. This video will be editing the images and text that you've placed onto your pages. You really want the emphasis of your pages to be on the designs that you've chosen to place. So keep that in mind as you work through this video. As I mentioned in the last video, there are a few different ways to add images to your pages. Now it will be important to know how to adjust the images within their frames and do a few simple edits along the way. To review, you can add an image to your page by clicking an image and dragging it into the desired frame. This is the folder that I have all of my project files in, and you'll notice that I've made a links folder and all of the images that I collected are in here. Since proximity is the first page that I'm going to display, I will choose one of these photos. You can also click Import File in the Properties panel. You can insert more than one image at a time. Simply click on one of the images, hold Command or Control, and select the second image. Click Open. The loaded cursor will tell you which image will be placed first, and it will show you the number of images ready to be placed. Now hover over the desired frame and you should see a parenthesis. Click to place the image. The loaded cursor should show the second image. Click in the next frame. Now you may notice that either you don't see your full image or that your image doesn't fit inside the pre-made frame. If your image is too small, that means that unfortunately you need to look for a new image. When you add images this way, it either shows them at their full size resolution or the image will fit the frame. So if your image doesn't fit in your frame, then you'll need to go back and find a larger image. To delete an image, simply click in the middle. You'll notice that you've got a brown outline around your image, then click Delete. If your image is too big, we can fix that here in InDesign. One side note before we move on is that you may notice that your images don't really look very good in the program. You shouldn't have to worry about this if you know that your images are high quality. Remember, InDesign only saves the links within the program, so it's not actually storing the image within its file. If you're worried that one of your images isn't high quality, you can go to View, Display Performance, and click High Quality Display. Then you should see those sharp edges that you're looking for. The reason you might keep it on a typical display is to save room on your computer. Loading this many images can make your computer run really slow. So if you notice that things are running super slow, go ahead and make it at a typical display at least. To start out, go ahead and deselect your image. Hover over the image. If your cursor has a little black box next to it, that means you're going to move or adjust the frame. If you click when you have the hand tool, that means you're going to move or adjust the image. Let me show you what I mean. I'm clicking outside of this circle when my cursor has the black box next to it. Notice that the resizing boxes are around the frame. So I can change the size of the frame to whatever I want it to be. Notice that the image never moves. To change the size of the image within the frame, move the cursor to the circle within the center of the image. This is called the content grabber. Notice that your cursor has turned into a hand. When you click, you'll see the bounds of the image outside the frame boundaries. If the image is very large, you may have to zoom out to see it. If you alter the boundaries of the image, you'll change the image and not the frame. Click and drag the corner of the image and hold the Shift key and the Option or Alt key. The Shift key will keep the proportions the same, and the Option key will make it so that it resizes at the center point. When you've finished altering the image size, press the Escape key to select the frame and not the image boundaries. For this image, I really want to display the bag to show the proximity between the different items on the bag. So what I'm going to do is change the boundaries of my frame and fit this image on the page in a way that makes sense. You need to be careful to move the right part of the frame. Just then, I moved the image boundaries and not the frame boundaries. So I'm going to escape and move the frame. You can also use the frame fitting commands to alter the frame if desired. The fill frame proportionally will likely be the most helpful. It will allow you to instantly fill the frame with the image without distorting its proportions. The other option that might be useful is the content aware fit. It will assess the image and fill the frame with what it thinks is most important. You can try the other options if you would like, but these two options will be the most helpful. And now it's your turn. Add the images to your document in such a way that makes them the emphasis of each page. Fill the frames with the images and resize where needed. If you need to adjust your design, please feel free to do so. Just make sure that you keep your general design the same. If you feel like something big really needs to change, you may want to change it on all of your pages. We want this magazine to have a unified look, so we want to keep most of the elements that you've already placed into it the same. Once you've got all your images placed, you can move on to the next video.